Welcome to the Double R Show, the podcast that features everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, directed and produced by Paul Robertson and hosted by the voice of Lincoln City, Roger Robertson.
%43. Big number. What does 43% represent?
The number of Lincoln County residents that benefit from accessibility, and this is according to the U.S. Census Bureau.
43% of Lincoln County.
Yeah, so I mean, you think about that. That's a huge number, obviously, of the some 50,000 residents of the county, and what it amounts to is about 16,000 folks that have an age-related or are disabled as a senior. So just seniors or have age-related kind of issues, and then another 5,500 plus that are under 65 with a documented disability.
43% of the population, that's 43% of your customers need to get into your business.
That's true.
Be listening for more information about that 43% and how you could access that 43% right after this.
Zantello Law Group has moved. I'm Josh Zantello, and our law firm is now located across from the Lincoln City Community Center on Northeast 21st. Our law firm of knowledgeable professionals stand ready to assist you in life's matters.
Home-style cooking in a hometown atmosphere. Hi, I'm Adina from Zeller's Restaurant in Rose Lodge in Lincoln City. Join us daily for good fun and great food. You can even kick up your heels at Zeller's.
Accessibility is probably one of the key words of Lincoln City, and with us right now is somebody that knows a little bit about accessibility and issues related to Taylor Yount. And Taylor has got a business in town, TY Accessibility, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Tell me about your business first off. What do you do?
So what I do is I run an accessibility consulting business. So I do one-on-one consulting with business owners and organizations, and I help with making events more ADA accessible. And I also just sort of help in the everyday operations, giving professionals tangible tools and simple solutions to making their business have better access.
What's the biggest mistake local businesses make in accessibility?
I would say that, at least from my experience as somebody who personally uses accessibility in my everyday life, I would say kind of getting overwhelmed with the options that are out there. And there are actually very simple solutions that you can use in your social media and your website, or even just in your everyday interactions, that can increase the access to your business to customers.
I would think that if you increase the accessibility, you also increase the bottom line.
This is true, and that's actually the basis of my business. I encourage businesses to, by enhancing their accessibility, you therefore are increasing your economic growth in your business.
And what are some things that they can do?
Some of the things, just to sort of name off the top of my head, are when you're doing social media outreach, there are certain ways that you can have your hashtags, or creating your posts that are what are considered part of the accessible guideline standards, making sure that they're accessible for people who are visually impaired, or having captions on your videos, things like that.
As you look around town right now, we've got a lot of attention on Highway 101 that has to do with accessibility, drawing attention to the fact that it is important.
It is, yes. And I would love to, give credit to Lincoln City's city planning office of making that a priority in the community. And that, having physical access to the city is very important to tourists and even those of us who live in this community as well. And I try to tell business owners and organizational leaders that, accessibility is not just parking lots and ramps. It goes beyond that. And, now we live in such a digital age with all this information that there's so many different ways to include access into your business other than just ramps and parking space.
Like?
Just to name a few, even let's say you have an event happening, let's say for a fundraiser, and you can make that event have a live stream so that those who can't attend, maybe in person, have a way to be included. And not only by doing that, you can maybe reach more people and use that as part of your marketing in your business. And it kind of gives you extra content and ways to reach even more people than if it was originally in person.
And speaking of reaching people, how does someone reach Taylor?
You can reach me on social media. Just follow at TY Accessibility, or I have my email. You can email me directly at tyaccessibility@gmail.com. And my website is a little bit long, but if you follow me on any of the social media, my website is linked directly, and you can get all the information and schedule a free consultation.
As somebody that enjoys traveling, you travel a lot, hotels will say a room is handicap accessible, and you walk in and they've got rail nailed to the wall, and that's about it. And that's not really everything that can be done.
That is true. Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses and places kind of go just at the bare minimum of being accessible. And, and I think that's why I try to teach businesses that there's more than one way to increase access, not just the bare standard or the sort of just a ramp up to the business itself, or like you said, like I guess a nail in the wall. There's definitely lots and lots of different ways to not only increase access, but to make it so that more people can enjoy your business.
And more people enjoying your business also, again, goes back to the bottom line. It does not cost to make your place available.
True, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can find affordable, low cost ways to sort of increase that availability for everyone in the community. And a lot of sort of, I would have to say, like city planning or construction sort of language here, they call it universal design. And so by having to design with your business and your everyday operations and how you access customers, when you do that in a universal way, then you're tapping into such a bigger market of people. Just for example, the baby boomer generation, not to target you guys or anything, but it is a ever-growing aging population. And so, in order to keep up with the market and, businesses should sort of evolve with that. And accessibility is a great way to keep up with that market.
Now, last but not least, you've got a book out.
I do, yes. As of course, running a business is not enough. I got to do other things as well. But yes, I've had a great opportunity to work with Stern Castle Publishing, and my illustrator at Continued Productions. Her name is Vida Bakhtina, and I have a collection of poems called My Sutured Mind, poems of healing beyond trauma, and that'll be coming out this June.
You'll find a book for every occasion at Bob's Beach Books. Something to read as you relax by an open fire? We have it. Studying a particular topic? We have that too. Traveling to a far-off land? Discover it first by reading. Bob's Beach Books in the Ocean Lake area of Lincoln City? Come discover.
Northwest Septic Service is your one-stop shop for all your septic needs.
Northwest Septic Service offers pumping, maintenance, repair, and inspections with one call, 541-994-6977.
Buying or selling a home? Northwest Septic Service can inspect your sewer line or an entire septic system.
Old or failing septic system? Northwest Septic Service can rejuvenate most drain fields, saving you thousands of dollars. 541-994-6977.
Serving Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill counties, Northwest Septic Service. Talking about one of the big events for the city of Lincoln City is Community Days. With us is Dave Price, and thanks for chairing that event again.
I'm happy to. It's been a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to our 65th year of Community Days.
65 years. Wow, that's a long time. That's a lot of giving.
It is. It's also it's older than Lincoln City by 5 years. How about that?
Okay, that'll work. Community Days means what to Dave Price?
I think it means it's an opportunity to meet folks who are new to the community. I really found that this is true, especially at events like the Beach Bonfire brought to you by Northwest Natural. Last year, I met 3 or 4 families that I met at that event and then saw throughout the week at different Community Days events, and they were getting more and more familiar with people, and I still recognize them around the community today. That's what Community Days is. It's a way for all of us, whether we've been here 30 years or whether we've just walked in the door, to get reminded or learn just about how special Lincoln City and its various groups and destinations are.
I think really the key word you said is all of us.
Yeah, all of us. I think it's remarkable. It's great fun. I really had a good time. I recently spoke to the Lincoln City Kiwanis about Community Days and just showing photos of the events that we've taken over the years. Everyone knows someone on screen all the time when you do a Community Day slideshow, and it's just a wonderful thing.
Okay, events. What kind of events do we have, and what does the calendar look like?
Well, I mean, it's got to start with Mudflat, right? And Mudflat Golf is happening Friday, and I realize if you work Friday, my apologies. I'm taking the day off because we got a low tide that just defines that that's the day we have to do it. So we're going to start around 10 o'clock in the morning, and with the Taft golfers' help, they're going to set up the course. And thanks to Coach Heather and Coach Andy, we're going to make that happen. Just join us near the Pelican in Siletz Bay. And $5, grab an iron, grab a ball, and go play, and all to benefit Taft Golf. Got the Dia de los Niños by Conexión Phoenix. They're also doing Fiesta Phoenix, so there's lots to celebrate with our Latino neighbors and friends, and in really colorful and fun ways. Lori Arce Tourist would want me to mention the weekend-long Great Oregon Coast Garage Sale. So let's all be patient with those folks with their blinkers on, trying to figure out what Northwest and Northeast 26th Street means as they hunt for their garage sales.
By the way, there is a map that's in the Oregon coast today that shows where all these garage sales are, right?
Indeed, the same place where you'll find an entire schedule of events and activities for the Community Days itself. So it's marvelous. And then, of course, there's the Beach Bonfire Friday night. It's one of my favorite events, and that is sponsored by Northwest Natural. Just head to the dock at Taft. You can't miss it. There'll be a couple fires set. Thanks a lot to Bob Fosfit and Cindy for making that happen. Beware, that's one of the few events of Community Days that is weather dependent.
It is true, but we'll still be there.
Yeah, we'll totally be there. Absolutely. As long as we can start a fire, then we can keep it going, right? Yeah.
Keep it cooking. What else do we got, David?
Well, you got Secrets of Salsa on Monday after Easter. I skipped right over the Easter egg hunt, and I'm sitting next to Roger Robertson. The Kiwanis Easter egg hunt is obviously, you got to be there. Come down to Schooner Creek Discovery Park. Come around 11 o'clock. Get your face painted. Get a lot of fun. The big event starts at noon, wraps up about noon, 15 seconds, right? It doesn't take all that long once the gun goes off. But that's great fun. Then there's gardening workshops. There's a Solve Beach cleanup. There's Surf and Earth, a wonderful event where you can sort of hang out with the surfing community and find out what they're all about. And often they have surf equipment swaps, and there's some surf-related, videos, and there's live music. It's a great event, and even if you're not at all a surfer, it's a great thing to see and just get a whiff of that community.
It is amazing to me. Again, going back to your opening line, all of us. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely, all of us. And so if you want to talk about a different crowd than you might see at Surf and Earth, then join us for the State of the City address, which is happening. It's a chamber luncheon on Tuesday, and it's going to be at the Cultural Center, which actually the Surf and Earth will also be there as well. Then, of course, on Wednesday the 23rd, we've got a free veterans lunch at the Ed Johann Memorial Plaza, which is right around 18th Street?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right around 18th Street. It's a brand new, it's recently new remodel there by the city. It's a beautiful, beautiful space, a great place to contemplate. And in this case, have a great time and celebrate our veterans. And then, of course, on Thursday, we've got the food drive. If you've followed the food drive over the years, you've seen us hop to different places after being interrupted by the pandemic. We are back to our original location, which is right in front of what is now Grocery Outlet. So look for us. We'll be there pretty much all day long on Thursday. So bring cash, bring food, come and support your neighbors.
And if you want to buy a sack of food, a bag of potatoes, just go inside.
Amen. It's exactly why. It's real convenient. A couple more quick things. We've got a dark sky preview. We're going to have a dark sky celebration at Regatta Park on the night of Thursday the 24th. That is a first-time ever event, so come out and see what that's all about. Another first-time ever event is we're going to celebrate Arbor Day on Friday with a trivia night. Thank you very much, Patrick Alexander, for that pun. That's going to be at the Pines, of course. It's Arbor Day. And that's going to be a lot of fun Friday night. And then, of course, Saturday, the last day of Community Days on the 26th. Start your day with pancake breakfast with Kiwanis. Do the Ducky Derby at 3 o'clock at the Dee River Wayside. And then join us for the award celebration, 6 o'clock, Cultural Center, $5 meals. Can't beat it.
And again, going back to all of us, there are a lot of these events that people of any abilities can get into.
Absolutely. We were just talking off mic about the fact that you can attend the Ducky Derby for the first time from your car. You can watch the ducks head down the river, and so that's something that we hope is more accessible than ever. We think that the same is true of the events that are taking place at the Cultural Center with their lovely ramp. And speaking of lovely ramps, there's a great new addition to Moe's. It's very, very accessible and comfortably so. So join us for that pancake breakfast. We really think that the vast majority of these events are more accessible than ever. I do worry about things like the mud flat golf, but that is also something you could watch from afar. You will shake your head in dismay at how terrible we are at golfing if you do that. But that's an event where I would not recommend you take mobility devices out on the sand for.
Be with us Community Days 2025 all week long.
All week long. We'll see you out and about.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Welcome back to the Double R Show. Heather Hatton, a public relations manager for Chinook Winds Casino Resort, joins us next. Heather, welcome aboard again. Good to have you here.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
You are representing Chinook Winds, and Chinook Winds is doing some things and has done some things to make accessibility even more prominent and easier for people, have you not?
Yeah, last year we partnered with the city of Lincoln City, and they put the mobility mats that are there. It is really nice because we do have guests that need that accessibility, because we often get questions about, like, do you have scooters to rent? And we do have scooters available if people need them. And, in the casino itself, we do have the elevators, and we make sure we have ramps to get everywhere, and make sure that it's, wide enough for people to get in if they do have a wheelchair or anything. Our shows, we make sure that if a guest shows up and they're like, hey, I can't get to my seat, we make sure that we have additional seats available that we don't always sell, just so that we ensure that somebody might need an aisle or something like that.
It does make a difference, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I think that we want to make sure that all of our guests are taken care of. And because we have the, Celebration of Honor every year, that's an event that does draw a lot of attention, and for older veterans. And, you'll see those scooters all over the place. And so we like to make sure that they feel comfortable wherever they're at.
Now, speaking of veterans, you just returned from a special presentation.
Yeah, Oregon Governor's Conference on Tourism, and we have been a sponsor for, I'd say, about 15 years. And
why?
I think it's important, even more so now, that we talk about the importance of tribal casinos in these rural communities and what kind of an economic impact we do have. And we have been steadfast in our partnership in that event. And recently, in the last 5 years, there's been a Tribal Tourism Leadership Committee created that I sit on, as well as Andrea Taylor from the tribe side. And just to make sure that we are vocal about our presence, and that the state of Oregon and the travel industry sees that and sees the importance of us.
There are a number of tribal casinos throughout the state of Oregon, and do all of them attend these meetings?
Yeah, they do. We've really had such good attendance. In fact, we just had the whole committee come here in Lincoln City in, I believe it was October. We're going to go to Spirit Mountain in May. We were at the Mill. We were at Wild Horse. So we're trying to go to each one of the casinos to discuss the impact that they have individually in their communities, and then what we bring to the table. And I think that it's just been an incredible movement. And in the last 5 years, we've seen now the tribal side of tourism being represented at the state of Oregon.
So you just come back from this conference up in Portland. What did you bring to the table? What do you say to the people that are attending?
I mean, I always start off with thanking veterans and active duty in the audience. It takes up 30 seconds of my talk time. And I only speak if Dee Pigsley is not available, because she is revered and recognized as such an important part of our community. But I talk about that. I talk, about the 65th anniversary for Lincoln City, the 25th anniversary for Finders Keepers, and our 30th anniversary that we're going to be celebrating big in June. And so I talk about all that to show that we are not just about us, but we are about the partnership of Lincoln City and the Oregon coast.
Now, recently you made an announcement on Facebook about closing the buffet. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's fun, right? We've had some fun announcements lately that I know are difficult to hear. We have moved our sports wagering and Keno to kiosk based only, and then we're deciding to shift out the Sleds Bay Buffet to the Sleds Bay Cafe. I've seen the menu; it's really incredible. And a lot of it, is food waste is huge. And the sustainability of buffets, you don't see them very much anymore. And people are like, well, then don't waste it. It's not necessarily
It's almost
us wasting it.
impossible.
It is. And, it's the 6-year-old that wants to try everything on their plate, or me who's like, well, I want to try that, try that. And the amount of food that is being thrown away is incredible. And nobody is, in all of our changes, we've also combined the Cage and Winter Circle that goes live on the 15th. Nobody is losing their jobs. We have made sure to either continue them in the location that they currently are, or we have relocated them and made sure that we absorb all of this. Nobody is being let go.
Would you say the new cafe will be kind of a sweet spot between the deli downstairs and the Rogue River rooms?
Yes. Yeah. We're looking at, their ultimate goal is to have a price point that's in between those two locations. It is going to be mainly kiosk based. If you have, trouble using a kiosk, it will absolutely be server assist. But that is our ultimate goal, is to have something that people can get a variety of offerings at different price points.
And what meals? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Right
lunch,
now, I
dinner?
believe it's going to be lunch and dinner. I think
Okay.
they're going to stick to the same hours that the buffet was. But those details haven't been, firmed up yet. And so please just always follow us on Facebook. You can find everything out, and you can find what people think. I mean, feel free to go through the 320 comments and let us know what your thoughts are.
Now, and you didn't mention the anniversary upcoming. What are some of the...
Yeah, we're going to be giving
Excellent.
away cars. We've got this really, really cool thing that we're going to be doing. I can't announce it yet, but we're going to launch something on our social only. And so people need to be checking in on that. And we've got some great entertainment that we cannot announce, but I'm excited about it. You guys are going to love it. Hopefully we can get them to be interviewed by you.
Very good.
Yeah, I
you.
think you're going to love them. So,
Probably my age group?
yep,
Okay.
probably.
Possibly. Not going to say.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, yes. And I mean, people that Paul and I have, because we're not in your age group.
That would be true.
Yeah, but your son Paul and I, we might be in that similar age group.
Heather, appreciate you being here again. And again, thanks to Chinook Winds for going into the valley and saying to the valley residents, it's better at the beach.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't it be great to have all your insurance needs handled by one agency? This is Charlotte Lado with Farmers Insurance and the Insurance Store. Visit our office next to the Wildflower Grill in Lincoln City. Let us be your one stop for your personal, commercial, health, and Medicare insurance needs.
We at La Roca are proud of our food, but don't take our word for it. Read the reviews. One person wrote, the service was friendly and efficient. Another writes, La Roca has become one of our favorites because it's authentic Mexican food.
If you're looking for great early garden fresh produce, it's Kenny's IGA in the Bay Area of Lincoln City. 4 generations of Morgans caring for your every grocery need. All of your favorite beverages, a full deli, meat, produce, and of course, groceries. Well, as we close out the program again, we'd like to draw your attention and remind you Community Days is a marvelous time throughout the entire community. Be part of Community Days. Some of the other upcoming events down the road, we have the Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation Coastal Classic Golf Tournament. This is going to be out at Chinook Winds Casino Resort. June 7th, and registration is $150 per person, and the money goes to supporting those people battling cancer. Tiger Tracks 5K run and a 10K run. You can register now. This is going to be sponsored by the Taft High Booster Club, and it is a family-friendly event proudly presented by the Taft High Boosters, and they'll raise money for all of the necessary items needed at Taft High School. Habitat for Humanity's 3rd Annual Home and Garden Show on April 26, 10 to 3 at the Newport Rec Center. And you've got some students that are going to be taking classes again now?
Yeah, so the Cascade Advisory Collaborative, we've got 5th and 6th graders out there in Westwind right now. And as we move into May, it's going to be the 1st and 2nd graders with the Exploring Nature's Families coursework that we do. So, yeah, lots of education opportunities with the collaborative.
It's good stuff. And also on your side of the table, you got something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. It's something that I'm going to be attending myself. It's the inaugural Small Business Development for Nonprofits, and it's something that the college is putting on, and it's delivered in person in Lincoln City. So if you have a nonprofit that you're a part of, you're a board member, the like, maybe you're an executive director, this is for you. And so, go to the college, the SBDC, and sign up. It's basically like their business program that they run, but just for nonprofits. And so it'll be once a month, 1 day a month, like 3 hours, I think, in the morning. And just join them May through January.
And last but not least, you can help send kids to BB Camp this summer by attending the spaghetti dinner on Thursday, May 15th. 5 p.m. is the camp tour. 6 o'clock is the dinner. This is going to be at the BB Camp on the east side of Devil's Lake. It's a wonderful facility. If you've never toured the facility, this is a golden opportunity to do that and then help them raise money and send kids to camp this summer.
Speaking of camps, one thing we didn't mention with Community Days is Camp Westwind's Earth Day event on this Saturday coming up.
And they've got a whole slate of events taking place.
Yeah.
On Camp Westwind.
Yeah, just go to westwind.org to find out more.
Anything else your side of the table?
That'll do it.
And we'll do it to the doings on the Double R Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share so you, your family, and friends around the world and across the street can join us on the Double R Show. For Paul, Jenna, I'm Double R. Have a happy day.
You've been listening to The Double R Show. Join Roger and Paul Robertson as they explore everything about North Lincoln County. The Double R Show, produced by Always Productions and hosted by Roger Robertson. Have a story? Email contact@alwaysproductions.com or call 458-201-3039. For The Double R Show, I'm Jana Grawn.